Next up at UFC San Antonio, we have Steven Peterson. The O is tough. Steven Peterson taking on Lucas Alexander. Steven Peterson 19-10. 2-3 in his last 5. He is coming off that loss to Julian Erosa. Lucas Alexander 7-3. 4-1 in his last 5. Coming off the short notice loss in his UFC debut. And this is another interesting fight to break down. Steven Peterson is a minus 160 favorite. And he is one of the toughest guys in the UFC.
Tall, too.
He's a really, really just a tough, gritty, in-your-face guy. We saw his submission defense against Chase Hooper in that win. We also saw his whole fighting style and that just come forward, throw heavy. Come forward, throw heavy. Just try to make something happen. He will never be the more skilled fighter in the cage, ever. Chase Hooper fight's a perfect example. He was not better than Chase Hooper as far as technique and skill is concerned. But he is as tough as the night is long, Jacob. And he just comes forward,
How long is he?
bobs away. They're going on about 12 hours. Actually, today was the solstice where you have the equal number of
12,
light hours, equal number of dark. So 12 hours. So he just comes forward, is gritty, in your face, and doesn't really break, right? His body gives up. His body will give up, but he mentally never will. And he's taking on Lucas Alexander. He's a powerful striker who loves to showcase. He uses kicks well. He manages range. He explodes in the pocket. His grappling is just okay. It's mostly there for defense, but he does use it so well defensively that he'll end up on top, right? He'll force a scramble, win the scramble, end up on top. But Lucas Alexander is very, very tough. And that's why breaking Steven Peterson fights down is always tough because the guy is an animal. He'll just keep coming forward no matter what. And I could see a Lucas Alexander hitting Steven Peterson with some of these flashy, heavy strikes. Steven Peterson still coming forward and then Lucas getting frustrated. Just frustrated as hell that it's not working. It's not stopped. This guy is still in his face, still coming forward. So Steven Peterson's going to be the pick. But, and no offense to Steve Peterson because this guy's great, I can't trust him with my money. Because he is so tough and he is so gritty, he will put himself in harm's way and just keep coming forward and just, fighting somebody as dangerous as Lucas Alexander. He could absolutely get caught coming in doing something wild. So Steve Peterson's the pick, staying away with my money. What do you think?
First of all, Steve Peterson is listed, what is that, 5'10". He was in front of me, like 2 people in front of me at security leaving when I left 285. I went to 285. It was no big deal. I was sitting lower section, said hi to Manny Hiba. She touched me, and I kind of touched her back. But he was in front of me in the security line, and I'm 3-4 inches taller than this guy. So, he's 5'10". I believe the 5'10". He looked all of 5'10". He was much taller than most people.
Yeah. Look at you correcting yourself.
And I'm 3-4 inches taller than this guy. So
sure.
That should tell you all you need to know. But it was funny because I was like, he had his UFC pack and stuff on, and I didn't know who it was, but I was like, there's obviously a fighter, and he looks so familiar. So I took a picture, one of those sneaky pictures, and I put it in the Discord. I'm like, who is this? And somebody's like, oh, it's Steven Peterson. I was like, oh, shit. Yeah, it is. And then I was like, oh, yeah, duh. Because he even had his the Superman shirt on or whatever too. And I was like, oh, I should probably ask him for a picture. His face in that picture right there is how he looks 24/7 because he was in line of security, and I don't know, maybe he was in a bad mood, but he was just like this. I'm like, I'm not fucking asking this guy for a goddamn picture the way he's looking right now. He's a little pissed off, but yeah, I think you nailed this fight again. There's another one where when you watch Steven Peterson, what jumps out? Toughness. Toughness absolutely jumps off the page and nothing else. He's very well-rounded, very good everywhere, but nothing really stands out. And against a guy like Lucas Alexander, who kind of ran into a buzzsaw in his UFC debut in Joe Anderson Brito, this could be his big moment. He is a young, rangy fighter that can throw some strikes. Steven Peterson is very tough, but he might have to withstand some adversity early to then turn on his toughness, just like the CJ Vergara. Yeah, they should be able to be tough enough, but what if they aren't? So Steven Peterson should be the play. He should be able to out-tough this guy, do what he does, throw volume in his face, all that type of stuff, break him down mentally. But, as a favorite and as a minus 150 favorite, I was going to say there's better place to put your money, but on this card, there honestly might not be better places to put your money, but he doesn't really quite do it for me, but he should win this fight.
I think so as well. But yeah, if Lucas Alexander comes out, blasts Steven Peterson coming in, that's not going to be the most shocking thing that happens. And we keep talking about risky bets. When we say that, we're really talking about risky money line bets because I have a round prop parlay. The safety parlay is including prop bets as well. So, there's a lot of spots here. It's just not straight up this person's going to win the fight, that person's going to win the fight type spots. DraftKings is interesting because it's going to be a tough week with DraftKings. I think the value in DraftKings is probably Lucas Alexander. I think he has the more finishing upside here. He hits very hard. He's very dangerous. And to your point, he lost to Joe Anderson Brito on short notice in his UFC debut.
If I'm remembering correctly, I think he slipped and then Joe Anderson got his back, if I'm remembering. So it wasn't even like a clean takedown, whatever. I think he slipped, and then as he was getting up, Joe Anderson jumped on, but I could be misremembering.
Yeah, I mean, for DraftKings purposes, I think Lucas Alexander at the $7,500 price point is very solid because he is a good, powerful guy that's going to come forward and potentially could get a stop. But just a very, very tricky card. Somebody said it in the live chat. This for DraftKings, every one of these fighters could score 100 points, and every single one of them could score 1 point. And that's honestly, outside of the women's co-main event, that's honestly the truth.
Yeah, and outside of the women's fights, there's so many of these fights where it's like, oh yeah, this could end in the first round. And then you look at it again, you're like, oh yeah, this could easily be a 3-round decision. I mean, there's just so many like matchups where it's like, this guy could tough it out and it goes 3 rounds, or this guy's going to finish this guy in the first round. It's so hard to bet hardly anything on this card.
Well, and speaking of round lines, we don't talk about it very much with premium, but if you become a premium member, you get the picks, the bets, all that stuff. But on the quick picks page, we also give our leans for every single fight as far as the rounds are concerned, the over-under for every single fight and their designated rounds by the bookies. And somebody commented last week that they tailed all of them. Those aren't bets. Those are just leans. Somebody said they bet on every single one of them last week, and it was like 13 for 15 or something like that were correct. So there's a lot of content on there. You can find your own spots as well. WeOwnPicks.com. Become a premium member. It is only $10 a month, and we've had 2 people sign up in the last 10 minutes. Christopher C and Nicholas G. Thank you guys very much for becoming premium members. Poke around, link your Discord, do all
Join the Discord, guys. It's fun. We have so much fun in there. People in the Discord right now, even though, I mean, there's literally people chatting in the Discord right now instead of the live stream. Those assholes. I literally went in there. I'm like, why aren't you guys in the live stream right now?
I get it. No, you're not wrong. The Discord is 100% free. Premium members can link their account to the Discord so they can have access to premium channels within the Discord, but the Discord is free. So everybody else, you're not a premium member.
We do our best to keep it toxic free too. So it's not like a free for all Discord. But if you go in there, if people are getting weird, people are getting toxic. Obviously, you can argue, you can have fun and stuff like that, but we try and keep it as a nice Discord. And I think we do a good job. The mods do a good job for sure. Quint,
I completely agree with that. We've definitely established some rules, and because we'll always get somebody that comes in, they're copy pasting bets. Here's one. Fuck it. There's this kid EO, and you know what's annoying? We made a shirt about him. It's in my mailbox right now. I should be wearing it. I'll wear it Thursday.
Go get it.
I'll wear it Thursday.
I want to see how out of breath you get.
I'll wear it Thursday. He was in there, and the accusations against him were that he was copying somebody else's bets.
And that he was 15 years old, because I gave him a quiz because I didn't believe that he was actually. He said he was 30 or 35 or something like that. So I said, what show did you watch? If you stayed home from school and you were sick, what show did you watch? And there's a few answers you say. I'd say Price is Right was definitely one. Obviously, everyone's watching Price is Right when they're home. There's Unsolved Mysteries. There's all sorts of stuff. Because he grew up, if he was as old as he said he was, he grew up in the 90s. So I knew what the answers would be. Do you know what he said?
What?
He said Arthur. I said, Arthur, they don't have cartoons on like that in the middle of the day because all the kids are at school. What are you talking about? This was the creme de la creme on top. He was like, I said, do you like Pokemon? Oh, I love Pokemon. He said, I loved Pokemon. I said, when was Pokemon on? He said, I think Friday nights. Friday nights for Pokemon. It was like every afternoon. It was on every afternoon. I'm like, what the hell is this kid talking about? So we'll catch you if you're lying in there. And you're fucking out of there.
Well, he didn't get kicked out for, I guess it was for lying. He was taking other people's bets, pasting them in there, pretending they're his, and that's not even what got him kicked out. Then he just got like everybody wants to be famous, man. Everybody wants to pretend that they're a genius and they've got the best this and the best that, and that's totally fine. We're all there to share information, make money, but every couple of months there's somebody comes in there, copy pastes other bets, pretends that they're theirs, pretends that they're the best, throwing shit out, and then it just progressively gets worse. Like, it doesn't stop at, like, here's some good bets,
Well,
guys.
he made those
like,
$500 bets with everyone.
He bet everybody in that Discord $500, $500. Well, who was it on?
Paul Craig, I think.
Paul Craig. It was. Yeah. Paul Craig. 500. Oh, I bet my. And then, obviously, Paul Craig lost. He bailed. And then he just showed back up like nothing ever happened a week later. And
we
then,
were like, hey, at least apologize. Like, we'll welcome you back or whatever. People make mistakes, but at least he was like, like, all right, see you, bud.
well, and then he started saying
I'm sure he's back
derogatory.
now.
Well, he started saying derogatory things towards women. No, you know where he is? He's a premium member. Every month he signs up. His name is.
So if you guys see EO or something else in the Discord,
oh, it's our bet. He signs up every month as a premium member. He's probably watching this, and good for you. I know your name, dummy. Signs up, and his username is EO22. He signs up as a premium member, and then cancels, and then the month is up. Signs up, cancels. The month is up. Signs up, cancels. And it's like, I just saw it. I screenshot it. I sent it to you. I said to Josh, I'm like, this is EO. He's obviously in somebody else's Discord pasting our bets. You were up 20-something units. We were up 37 on the year. He's pasting them somewhere else, pretending he's the genius. And, whatever. I'll take the 10. Is what it is, big boy. That was a long rant about some turd in the free Discord that I promised you was more fun than that long rant.